Hey everybody, it is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, May 8th, 2020. We're in the final day of the trading week and the final hour of the trading day. How about that? So I mention this each day, but in my opinion, the best time, the most valid time for me to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions is right at the end of the day, right in the last hour, particularly in the last few minutes. I say this because during the day, algorithms, day traders are controlling the price. At the end of the day, in that last hour, the large financial institutions come in, they take over control of the pricing. They're dealing with the most amount of money. They have very smart people, best technology, best information. And that is when they make their move. That's when they start to make their decisions on what they're buying and selling and at what price, and it takes the price control away from the day traders. And so I like to piggyback my decisions based upon what the large financial institutions are doing. So thank you so much for coming today. It's always great to see everybody. I always really look forward to it. I think we have such a nice community, and I appreciate you all being here and spending your time here, and I hope it is helping. This podcast is helping with some good information that helps with your trading and investing. So appreciate you being here. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Mohammed is here. Hey, Mohammed. Good to see you, sir. He says, hi, Greg and fellow traders. Hello, Mohammed. John is here. Hey, how you doing, John? FDP. End red waterfall. FPD. Let's take a look. Is that a symbol? FDP. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's been quite a waterfall. Well, it is starting. It looks like some buyers are coming down here. Just from the mere fact that it's not going down anymore, that tells you that some buyers are coming in here. Interesting. Good to see you, John. Marcella, hi, Marcella. Nice to have you here. Quad Racer, hey, buddy. What's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day, and look forward to speaking with you next Wednesday. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and group. Hi, Dan. Gert is here. Hi, Gert. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming. Bob is here. Happy Friday. Bob says, it is Friday, right? It is, sir. It is. Kamal is here. Hey, bud. How you doing, Kamal? Good to see you. Dirk. Hey, Greg and all. Hey, Dirk. Good to see you. Steve Burns. Hello, Greg. I enjoyed our roundtable with Chris today. Yes. Thank you, Steve, for coming. As always, always an honor, always a privilege to have you here. And thank you so much for including me on your list today in Twitter. So what Steve's talking about is we just did a podcast about an hour and a half ago, or maybe a couple hours ago. Steve Burns and Christopher Uhl from 10-Minute Stock Trader. We did a little bit of a roundtable. It was fun. We talked about a bunch of different things, the market, our opinions, all sorts of stuff. That was probably one of my favorite interviews with Steve and Chris, just because we talked about different things. And so once I can get that video and edit it and whatever, I'll put it up and then share a link. But anyway, nice to have you, Steve. Appreciate it. And nice trades today. We'll be going over those in a minute. All right. Zach is here. Hi, Zach. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Hi, Frank. Good to see you, sir. Always good to see Frank. Gert says, I have a confession to make. Okay, here we go. I still went for SDPI trade, even with earnings today. Was not a bad decision in the end. Oh, let's see. SDPI. I want to see this way up. Whoa, Gert, I'm so happy for you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness it went that way. Thank goodness. You never know which way it's going to go, do you? But man, 50%. I'm so proud of you. Very nice. Congratulations. That may have been the biggest trade I've ever seen on this channel, percentage-wise. Miko is here. Hey, bud. Good to see you, sir. Looking forward. We need to do our follow-up call. Looking forward to that. Scatty is here. Hi, Scatty. Hello. Gert sold 30% already. Okay, good. I'm glad to see you're phasing out a little bit of that. And Marco, hi, Greg and all. Hello, Marco. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a nice evening. All right, well, big day today. Let's take a look here. Dow Jones is up 380 points, up 1.5%. NASDAQ is up 126, up 1.4%, and the S&P is up 41.81, up 1.45%. And IWM is the winner today, up 3.14%. Interesting. All right, well, listen, here is the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at all my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, what my thinking was when I bought them, and then, as always, how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, we're going to take a look at the trades that the group has individually, and we're going to go through those, take a look, see how everybody's doing. Looks right now like everybody's doing pretty well on these trades. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes on trader psychology, always the most important skill in trading, in my humble opinion. You know, we talked a little bit about this in the podcast I just did with Steve and Christopher Uhl, but, you know, trading is not that hard. Just get a basic, decent approach or system that you use that offers a good risk-to-reward ratio, but following that dang plan, that's always the toughest part. You may have opinions about the market. You may have heard something on the news that will affect you, but it all boils down to trader psychology. It all boils down to following that plan. So I like to spend a few minutes on that every day because I think it's so important. After that, we're going to go down through my watch list. I have 3 requirements when I look to enter any trade. First requirement, number 1, look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on the charts. I look at these indicators like MACD and RSI, moving averages, ATR channels. I look at these as potential group of buyers. So in other words, when I'm looking for a combination of indicators lining up, what I'm really looking for is a combination of buyers lining up. And you'll put yourself in a position to have a much better chance to have a profitable trade if you are in the company with as many other buyers as possible. It's extremely important and it really helps your chances. So first of all, I look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up. Secondly, I have to have a good risk to reward ratio, depending on the filters or depending on the indicators that I'm using to tell me if I do have a good risk to reward ratio. I want to have at least 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, meaning that my support underneath me maybe is 1% loss, but valid resistance and likely resistance above me is 2 or 3%, right? So I have a good risk reward ratio. And then number 3, just make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. You know, keep that in mind when you're entering a position. Don't want to have too many stocks in the same industry, and it's also good to be able to get outside of equities with to diversify even more with like gold and silver and oil and bonds, maybe the US dollar, something like that. So those are the 3 requirements. I'm going to go down through the list. If I see something that looks good upon first blush, I'll go ahead and mark it off. At the end of the day, I'll take the end of the day candidates, go through them with a finer tooth comb, and ideally just look for the best possible trade of the day. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to answer any questions, happy to clarify anything I discussed today. And then if there are any stocks that you would like my opinion on before the end of the day, if that would be helpful for you, please go ahead, put them in the chat, but please put a star by them so I know that it's time sensitive, and I'll do my very best to get to them before the close. All right, so that's the plan. If you could be so kind, hang tight for about 40 seconds. I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast. here, and here. Thank you so much. Okay, thanks for holding on. David's here. Hi, Dave. Good to see you. Kamal says that SLV, BA, and Twitter, they are working. Yes, they are working well today. We're going to go over those in a sec. Frank is here. Hey, Frank, with the poem. The market is looking forward. It loves Wall Street deals, but most of all, its next meal. Trades are a tasty treat as the market licks its chops and looks for its meat. Ah, very good. Let's look one more time. The market is forward looking. It loves Wall Street deals, but most of all, its next meal. Trades are a tasty treat as the market licks its chops and looks for its meat. So true, Frank. Frank, spot on as always. Thank you for the time and energy and effort that you put into these poems. I post them every day, and obviously I'm sure you're keeping a copy of these, but if you ever need them, I've got them all because these are great, and this would make a great book. Quad Racer said, DIA, so close to that 1050 crossover, keep an eye on it. Same situation with SSO, XLE, and Twitter. Well, I'm glad to see that Quad Racer is noticing these things. Let's see. Yes, it is getting close, although, let me take a look here. I don't think, if you look at the list that I gave you, Anthony, I don't think that DIA has backtest well on the 1050. I think that the DDM does. That's the double leverage, but the actual DIA is not one of the valid ones that I use. SSO, let's take a look at SSO. Yes, SSO would be correct, but it's not there yet. XLE. I don't think I have XLE on the 1050. I have the 250 standalone and the 200 standalone. And Twitter. Is Twitter on our list? I don't know if I have Twitter on the list there, but I already have Twitter. But I'm glad you're noticing those things. Frank says, part 2. Oh. So guard your portions. Don't be a big wheel, or you, my friends, may be its next meal. Okay, sorry, I didn't know it was a two-parter. That's true. You do not want to be the next wheel, so okay, the next meal. So I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to go through it one more time. The market is forward-looking. It loves Wall Street deals, but most of all, its next meal. Traders are a tasty treat as the market licks its chops and looks for its meat. So guard your positions. Don't be a big wheel, or you, my friends, may be its next meal. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Kevin Frost is here. Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming. Zach, I have to ask you to look at CME one more time today. I'm going to be getting it if it holds at the end of the day. It looks like we have a V2 hammer in it, V2 hammer and an inverse hammer. All right. Well, I like it better than I did yesterday. Yesterday we did not form a V1, but I did like that we rejected the 200-day moving average. Today, it looks like currently it is a valid V2. It did test the 200 again, which I like. The only thing I don't like is this day one bar that's pretty big, but you know, actually if we look at the length of a 1 ATR move from here to here, I guess it's within sight. It's a little optical illusion, but Look, you have an under the 200, over the 200. You have a rejection yesterday, the 200. Today it tested the 200 again and forming the V2. I like it much better today than if it would have formed yesterday because of the double test of the 200. And it gives you a very good risk to reward. I don't know if it's going to go up. I don't know if it's going to go down. I like that it went under 50 RSI and over 50. Yeah, I like it much better today. Yesterday it didn't go back over the 50 RSI. It was under, showing slowing bearish momentum. Yeah, I like it. I like it much better here today. Although the fly in the ointment is the 50 RSI. I'd like it a lot better if it closed above the 50 RSI, and I'd probably use the 200 as my stop. Hope that helps, Zach. Okie dokie. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, Boeing. I did buy Boeing yesterday. I bought it for several reasons. One, we had a V2, day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1's close. That's a V2, closed right barely back in the value zone. If you remember, I wasn't going to buy this unless it closed back in the value zone. What I also liked about it was, see this previous low? See how the day before yesterday it poked its head below, didn't like the temperature of the water down there, and went right back up. So this is what Linda Raschke calls a turtle soup. It's basically a false breakout that reverses. So from here to here, we have the low, we break to the downside, back up. That is a false breakout to the downside. And then in a little shorter time frame, we had a false breakout with this V2. A V2 is essentially always a breakout. So we had a shorter term breakout with this V2, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1. So in these 3 bars, we had a false breakout, but this range also had a false breakout to the downside. That's why I bought it. I bought it at 128.49, and it's moved up nicely. It's up 3.32%. I did hit one profit target on that today. So grateful for that. So far, so good. Silver. I did buy silver yesterday with the 520 EMA crossover. I bought it here at 14.25. Today, I did hit 2 profit targets, one at 14.42 and the next one right near the high today at 14.58. Hold on one sec. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I hope I hit the mute button in time. So hit 2 profit targets here, 14.42 and one right near the top at 14.48. I don't particularly like the price action on this bar here. If you look at the bar just by itself, it's closing in the lower half of the bar, but really you have to measure from yesterday's open to the high. So it is holding about 50%. Depending where this closes today, I may just take a quarter off. I may just trim it down just a little bit. I don't want to get out of the whole position, but I don't like the price action. So I may take a quarter. We'll just have to see. But anyway, up nicely today. Okay, real quick. I know everyone gets annoyed having to hear this every day. It annoys me. But in case we have some new viewers, I do want to quickly go over this. I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. I do this based upon a back study from Lizanne Saunders at Bespoke Invest. Since 1993, 2 different approaches with this trade. Approach number 1, buy the SPY at the open, hold it through the day, sell it at the close. If you did this every day since 1993, you would have actually lost 13.9% for all your trouble. Second option is what I use. Buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, sell it first thing the next morning, 634.2% return. So a huge difference between this approach compared to that approach. Past performance, no guarantee of future results. Doesn't mean in the future that this is going to work, but it has worked very well since 1993. up until present. The orange line's the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. The blue line's the buy in the afternoon, sell the next morning. You can see there's a clear difference. If I allocate money towards something, I want to allocate it towards something that has good back tested results, and this does. But you can see it's a rocky road. It doesn't go straight up. It's just like any other market, ups and downs and ups and downs. But it's the long term that I'm looking for. So, with that being said, had a really nice trade here, that's for sure. Bought this yesterday at the close at 287.68. Sold it today at 291.05. So pretty nice overnight trade for holding that overnight. Had some really good trades the last few days. And this has been a great month for this approach. Really great month. Made back a lot of ground from the first couple months of the year. So anyway, I will be buying this again today, holding it over the weekend, taking the weekend risk, and selling it first thing on Monday morning. Oops. IWM. All right. I bought IWM back here on the 1st of May when we had the 1050 SMA crossover. It's good, back-tested, profitable crossover approach. Doesn't win all the time, but the nice thing about the structure of the crossover is that if you're wrong, it gets you out pretty quick. If you're right, it gives you the opportunity to ride a big trend. So bought it here, 125.01. 4 days ago, I sold a quarter of the position. I didn't like the price action. I didn't want to get rid of the whole thing, but I sold a quarter position, locked in a little profit there. And then it went down, and the last couple days up nicely. Hit 2 profit targets today. So this looks really good. Always like to take profits, always like to take a little, lock it in, right? Then the market can't take it away from me, but up 3.3% today. So really good. So bought at 125.01. Right now it's 132.02. So this looks fine, nothing wrong. Not worried about RSIs, not worrying about closes below previous day's low. This all looks good. And then Twitter. So this is a really good example of a return to value trade with the V2 entry. We were above the green line here, which is the 1 ATR channel, came back into the value zone, had some nice sideways movement. Sideways movement's important because if you just come down in the value zone and bounce, you don't have much of a base. So really what happens is you're above the 1 ATR channel, you come into the value zone, you build yourself a base, which you can theoretically move higher from. And then yesterday was the trigger, V2. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washed out, day 1, day 3 closed above day 1's close. I bought it here yesterday at 28.73. Today it's up $1.06. I did hit one profit target here at 29.49. So anyway, looks good. Nothing wrong with this chart. No red flags. So this will be a keeper. And since I've turned into a day trader over the last couple months, I did have 2 nice, beautiful trades on Apple today. Okay, so we were just talking about return to value. This is a 5-minute chart. This was earlier in the day. Here we are, 5-minute chart above the 1 ATR channel. We came into the value zone. We just kind of moved sideways here. Then I had this nice V1. Here's bar 1. Here's bar 2. Bar 2 washed out bar 1, closed above bar 1's close. This, I'll tell you, I had to sit back and think to myself, do I want to take this? Usually the 1 ATR channel is about the maximum I'll take on a return to value. But I did decide to go and get it because of this sidewards motion. I knew with this big sidewards motion, we may have a big up move of which I could ride. And if we had a down move, I would get out quick. I would have got out with a close below halfway the washout bar. So I bought it here at 306.47. And I just wrote it up. There was nothing to do. There were no red flags. We didn't close below the previous day's low. Just wrote it up, sold it here when we closed below the previous day's low. So I bought it at 306.47, sold it at 307.80. 86. So I made about $1.40, $1.35, something like that. Well, actually, I guess I don't have to ballpark it. $1.40. It was pretty good. Pretty good for 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, you know, like 40 minutes. So I exited there. It was then I thought it was going to break out, went a little higher, but I'm still happy with the trade. Then we moved down sharply, and I bought it again here on this bar. Now this bar, I didn't wait till the close of the bar. I bought it intraday or intra-bar, which is fine to do. I generally wait till the close, but the reason I bought is we had the V2. Here's bar 1, bar 2. Bar 2 washes out bar 1. I bought it here when it triggered intra-bar. Well, I got a little higher price, $306.99. But the reason I really like this here was because, again, we had not only do we have a false breakout, anytime you have a V1 or a V2, you have a false breakout of a couple bars, but we also stuck our head down below this previous low. So it was a false breakout similar to Boeing. We washed out that previous low and washed out the previous low of the previous bar. Triggered, I bought it intraday here at $306.99. And I had to get out here at 307.42. So I made about 43 cents, and it was right here. And the reason why is because it lost the 50 RSI. So it went above the 50 and closed below the 50. But these were two really, really good trades. And I'm not sure what happened here. But if you have Apple, that's a good thing. So anyway, those are the trades. Those are the trades. Very happy with those. All winners today. Now let's take a look over here. Bing He. So Bing He's been in this trade for quite a long time. This is TLT. He bought it here at 168.80. Initially went up nicely for him, but it's kind of been a downhill move all the way. We tested that 50 yesterday. He had a nice bounce. I'm not sure what Bing He's stop loss is on this. Could be the 50. I'm not sure. But Bing He, if you're out there, please let me know if there's any changes to this trade. MTA. All right, Dirk bought this return to value V1 here. We turned to the value zone, had a V1, gapped up nicely, and then it just went down, and now it's just kind of doing nothing. So a little bit down on the trade, and I believe his stop on this is the 50-day moving average. Netflix. Bing He has had a really nice trade on Netflix. Again, return to value into the value zone. He bought it when we had the V1 here in the value zone. Moved up nicely, 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 nicely. It was up higher today, and now it is down slightly. So really nice trade, Bing He. If there's any changes, please let me know. Amazon. GM, who is in the chat room, she bought puts down to $1,900 on Amazon. So those are probably out of the money. Well, they're out of the money, but it's probably underwater on those trades. So GM, if you're out there, any changes, please let me know. OMA. Okay, so Gert bought OMAB back here on the 5th at 30.65. Next day went right against her, then right back up, and then was up and down. Today, it's up nicely, 2%. So congratulations, Bert. I don't like that it rejected that 50, but if there's any changes on that, let me know. Nick bought puts expiring May 15th at 27. So that's next week. These right now, that's not looking so good. All right, Virgin Galactic. Boy, this is a wild one. So Dave and Steve and Karen and Zach bought Virgin Galactic here at 1866. Had a huge day yesterday, came off a little bit. Today was up really high, and then I looked at it earlier and it was down. I was like, what happened to this? But it's rebounded nicely. So anyway, that's a nice trade so far, all of you. From about entry to exit, that's up like 8.66%. So fantastic. If you have any changes on that, let me know, any of you. ABT, let's see, who bought ABT? Bing He. Bing He bought ABT yesterday at 93.80. Right now we're at 93.92, so up a little bit, which is good. A little V1 to the downside. So if you have any changes there, let me know. Monster. Well, this is an interesting story because, I studied with Steve Burns for a long time. One of Steve's main lessons is do not buy before earnings. And it just goes to show you that we can all make mistakes, right? Even Steve accidentally bought Monster yesterday because he didn't realize there were earnings. So, look, it's worked out great. It's up 5% today. Fantastic. But obviously could have gone the other way. So please, 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 whenever you make a trade, spend an extra 10 seconds or 15 seconds to make sure you're putting in the right amount. Make sure you're hitting buy, not sell, and make sure, especially if it's earnings seasons, that you check and see whether or not there's earnings, right? Steve would not have bought this before earnings, but he just didn't see it. It's just an honest mistake, and they'll happen. But, this could have gone down this much. Luckily, this worked out. But I guess the takeaway here is please take a little time, extra little time, make sure that you are hitting the right buttons, the right amount. You're checking for earnings. In the podcast we just did, we talked about my worst possible nightmare trade that ever happened. And it was exactly this. I should have just spent another 5 seconds confirming something before I did it. So anyway, I'm really glad that worked out well, Steve. But again, just make sure you check everything before you place a trade. You're really dealing with, you're dealing with real money here. All right, here's Kamal. Kamal did buy AGQ right here near the close. Don't know if he got any profit targets out of that today or if it's just a one entry, one exit. But anyway, up 1.45%. But dang, it was up so much nicer earlier. But if you have any changes on that, Kamal, please let me know. So that's what's happening. Really good trades all across the board here for everybody. Hey, Kevin says, Quad says, can you check TDOC as well? I believe it's a V1. Yeah, it is. And this is one that I was looking at actually earlier today. It is a V1. We have not gotten to that lesson yet, Quad, and that's our next lesson. Yes, it is a higher low V1. There is no doubt. It didn't close below the 1 ATR channel, which right now, technically, we have a lower high. See how this high here is lower than that high? In that case, I usually like it to wash out this previous low. It is a V1. It's above the 50 RSI. What I don't like about it is on the weekly. And Zach, if you're out there, on the weekly, see the big down move? Well, what do we know about big down moves? Probably about halfway is where you're going to find resistance the next week, and that's exactly what happened. So because of that reason, I'm going to pass on this trade. I don't like the weekly, and it's not super clean. It wasn't a return to value sideways motion, and it didn't close under the negative 1 ATR channel, rally back up, and then get a higher low V1. It is a higher low V1, but it's not a higher low V1 that closed under the value zone. So that's the difference. Glenn, hey Glenn, good to see you. Work bought 28.25 yesterday. Target 38. Stop raise. All right, let's take a look at that. I forgot to put those on there because I'm running out of room there. Oh, that's not even the right stock. Woohoo! Fantastic, Glenn. 28.25. Target 38. You may get there. Stop raise to 27.40. All right, I'm gonna put these in a little bit later, but fantastic. Mr. Gossett, when you buy stocks, how many stocks do you buy at once? Do you buy 100 or more? Well, that's a lengthy discussion, but Kevin, it just depends. There's a formula. I decide how much dollar-wise I'm going to risk on any one trade. Then what I do is I divide the 2 ATR reading into that, and that tells me exactly how many shares to buy. So no, it's not that I just buy 100. Sometimes I might buy 71 shares, or sometimes I might buy 2,850 shares. There's a formula there's a formula for it. And at my YouTube channel, in my lessons, I have a video specifically that shows exactly how I position size based upon volatility. And so it's in the description, I believe, of this current live stream. There's a link to it. So I think it's about 25 minutes, but maybe you could go there, watch that. And I think that would, because I go into it in detail. Kamal says, bought GME. Oh man, I'm running out of time, aren't I? Okay. All right. I'll have to go through these later, putting everything in here. Steve says, looks like I'm locking in my monster trade that was a happy accident and buying AGQ and IWC today. Okay. Good, good, good. Steve says, I did hit all-time highs in trading capital today. Fantastic, Steve. What an achievement. Unbelievable. Clap, clap, clap. That's fantastic. Quadrature says, thank you, Greg. Zach says, running out of room only means you are getting more viewers. Ah, that is true. That is true. Good point. Okay, so listen, before we go down through the watch list, before we see what's happening and going on, this is the time of the day that I do like to talk about trader psychology. There's some great Facebook pages out there, some great Twitter pages and posts out there. I go through them every day. I read them, and I, try to find something that's relevant that I would be helpful for the group and helpful for me. And of course, one of my very, very favorites, our good friend Stephen Burns. This is from his Facebook channel, New Traders, Rich Traders, which is a really, really good thread and channel on Facebook. So if you're over on Facebook, go ahead and like it. This is really, it's really great. Some serious traders and some good information. But Steve says it's very expensive to trade confidently in the wrong market direction. And man, is this true? It's important to trade price, use price action trading what the price is telling you, right? What the charts are telling you. But of course, we're all human. We all have thoughts. We all have theories in our mind about where the market is, where's it's going. And every single time in my trading career that I've gotten in trouble is exactly this. I decided to trade confidently. I was certain about what the market was going to do. Certain. And it was in the wrong direction, and it went against me, but I was still certain. So if I'm super certain and it's still going against me, hey, maybe double up, triple up, right? It's the worst mistake you can make. It doesn't mean that you can't trade in the direction, in the wrong direction of the market direction, but you can't be confident. You have to go in, put your toe in, oh, I was wrong, and you get right out. But the worst possible thing you can do is have the mindset that you think the market's at a bottom or think the market's at a top. I mean, imagine the people short right now. They are getting crushed, and I guarantee you they're confident about their decision, but the market is not agreeing with them. So it's very expensive to trade confidently in the wrong direction. If you're going to trade wrong in the wrong direction, fine, but don't be confident about it. Be scared about it, like me with every single trade. If I'm wrong, oh, I'm wrong, I get out, right? So thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. It was great speaking to you today. But again, New Traders, Rich Traders over on Facebook. So keep that in mind. Don't get confident about a decision you make or an outlook for the market that you have if it's going against the trend. Really, just don't do it, please. Bing He says, hey, Greg, took profit on Netflix. Perfect. All right. Let's get it off of there. Nice trade. Nice trade. And happy accident. We're going to take that off for Steve. Fantastic. Take that baby off right there. And AGQ, Kamal already has that, and I know that Steve just said he's going to have that. All right. Sorry, I'm running out of time. Okay. Real quick, how we doing on Boeing? Boeing's doing fantastic. Silver's doing fine. SPY. Nice overnight gap for me. I'm going to be buying that at the close. IWM here. Doing great. 2 profit targets on IWM. Twitter's fine. Nice profit target there. Don't have to move anything or do anything there. And, oh, Apple, I don't have. Those were the day trades. All right. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Ooh, nice. Fantastic, fantastic. All right. Glenn says, bonds, gold's down. IWM, SLV, WITC up. Risk on today. Gut telling me a sell-off coming with June oil expiring on 20th of May. You know, markets have different personalities each week, I've noticed. You know, is next week going to be a down week? I don't know. It could be. It could be, right? But I've noticed from months to months, some months are up, some are down, some days are up, some are down, and some weeks change the next week. So who knows what's going to happen? You could be right, Glenn. Okay. Apple. This is insane. This is insane. But no, not a good risk to reward ratio up here at these levels, up near 70%. So I'm going to wait for a pullback. Adobe, closing below its open currently right now, looking for a pullback. Amazon, you know, Amazon has participated in this rally in spirit, but look at these small little bars. Like, it hasn't been very definitively up, has it? I could easily see this cracking to the downside here, but anyway, nothing here. Boeing, good trade so far. Berkshire Hathaway, nice up today. Nice, 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 but above the third ATR channel. That's not enough of a buy signal for me, but a couple good things. Below the negative third, above. We've been below the 5-day for a long time. Now we're back above, so very good. Beyond Meat. Look at this. This is insane. Wow. If any of you have Beyond Meat, congratulations. I'm looking for a pullback. Caterpillar participated a little bit today, but I don't see any clear signals. Carnival, we were above the 1 ATR channel, back in the value zone. Did have this V2 yesterday, but I decided to pass on it. I liked that it came in the value zone. I liked that we started to move sideways, but that day one bar was too big. But I didn't care what I thought, and it went up. So anyway, if any of you have Carnival, congratulations. Dow Jones, nice, but no signals. Disney, wow, look at Disney. I was considering taking Disney with the return to value, the sideways motion. I didn't take it yesterday because of the gap, but I had a bunch of positions yesterday. I couldn't have too many positions. So Etsy, super strong. Look, this stock is a monster, literally a monster. Facebook, you can see it's struggling up here, right? The bars are pretty small. It's at a 70 RSI. That's good, but nothing on Facebook. Gold actually down today. So no trade on gold here. I'd like to see the 5 cross under the 20 and back over. That would be my trade on gold. Google, very, very strong, just too high. We're at the third ATR channel. That's just way too high for me. 92% of prices stall out here, at least temporarily. At the best, they move sideways. At the worst, they go down. But nothing there. Goldman Sachs, nothing there. Home Depot, it's just been on a huge run, just waiting for a pullback. IBB, waiting for a pullback. Intel, participating a little bit today, but not that much. Russell 2000, huge day. Glad I have that. Johnson & Johnson. This is a perfect example, everybody, of a move above value zone, back into the value zone. Sideways movement. I really like this base that we're building. This thing is, I'm telling you, this thing is going to move strongly one way or the other. I just don't know which direction, unfortunately. Technically, it's a V2. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washed out. Day 1, day 3 is closing above day 1's close. I don't particularly like the big gap, although we did close a majority of it. I don't like that where the close is under the open, and I don't like that the rejected the 10-day. So I'm just going to pass on that one. CarMax, beautiful strong day, but no signal. Coca-Cola, nice big day up today. It's a V2. Bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, but this huge gap here. And yeah, Lockheed Martin up a little bit, having a problem with that 200-day. MasterCard up nicely. I did get out of MasterCard yesterday because we rejected the 200 here. I bought it with this. When did I buy this? I know I bought it. I guess it was here. Huh. Yeah, I bought it here, right? I bought it here. And I got out and I sold part there, and then I got out of the rest there. If my memory is right, I know I had MasterCard. McDonald's, V1 to the downside, so nothing there. Merck, not participated in this rally. Microsoft up, but not that much. It seems like the big tech stocks here are kind of slowing their roll a little bit. Netflix, Bing had a great trade on that. Nike, ooh, closing above the 200-day. Yeah, closing above the 200-day. So it does give a good risk to reward. I think I'm just going to pass on that. MACD went positive, though. That's good. Philip Morris. Wow, look at this day on Philip Morris. Big, big, big day back in the value zone. PayPal down a little bit. Inside bar to yesterday's big move up. The Qs just moving on up strong. Nothing there. Silver I have with the crossover. So this one is up today. Gold is down. So it's fortunate that it worked that way. So no move here on silver. SPY, of course, the overnight SPY trade. Teladoc, yeah, it is. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a nice V1. It is a nice V1. It's a higher low V1, but we also made a lower high, which I like to wash out that low first. And again, if we look at the weekly, we're stuck right in the middle of Fibonacci of last week's bar. So I'm just going to pass on Teladoc here. TLT, trying to hold that 50. Tesla up today. I listened to Elon Musk being interviewed by Joe Rogan yesterday. That was a good interview. Twitter, we have up 4%. Fantastic. UAL. Nah. UNG, look at this. Up and down. UNH, stuck in the value zone. Oil having a big day today. Oil's having a big day. And look, we were above the 10, below the 10. Below the 10, above the 10. MACD is positive. That's good. Let's look at the weekly. Well, technically it's a V2 on the weekly, but not a great one. So I don't see anything on there. VIX getting hammered today. Verizon, nice V2, but a big gap. It's a V2, but it's a lower V2. It's not in the low 30 RSI range. Walmart, no. Energy, strong today, but too high above the second ATR channel. Financials, getting close to that 520 crossover. I have to check that before the market closes. Real estate, no. Utilities, no. Healthcare, no. Zoom, no. So I just have to quickly check ETF replay. What was I looking at? I was looking at XLF, right? $5.20. Nope, that does not backtest well. All right, so it looks like I'm just staying with what I have. I really don't see any new trades here that jump out at me. Travis, hey Travis, good to see you. Are you comfortable showing your P&L? Looking for inspiration confirmation this is doable for a career. You know, I decided when I first started trading, I talked to people about showing P&Ls, but I just thought, you know what I mean? I'm just honest. I'll show you what I have, but you know, I think there's just some things you want to keep private. You know, I've talked to many traders about this decision, but you know, you see my trades play out here in real time. You see how I'm doing. But thank you for coming, Travis. Zach says, when you get time, I have a question. Do you have a max separate position count and size for each individual position? I know you are total max 60% heat and like to not overlap sectors. Let me see if I understand that. When you get time, I have a question. Do you have a max separate position count and size for each individual position? I know you are a total max heat 60% and like to not overlap sectors. So Zach, this is what I do. You know, I determine what my maximum risk is on any one trade. Let's just say I had a $100,000 account. Let's say I'm willing to risk 1% on each trade. So I take that $1,000, I divide it by the reading of the second ATR. That shows me how many positions or how many shares that I would buy on that particular trade. Now, depending on the volatility, it may be a higher amount of dollars for that position or a lower amount. If there's high volatility, I'm going to buy fewer shares, so it's going to be less total capital outlay for each position. So I may have, if it's low volatility, I may have a position where I have more than 10%. I may have it 15 or 18%, but it's because I'm buying more shares because the volatility is low. But suffice it to say, the main thing that I always go off of, Zach, is the 60% heat. That's the main thing I go off on, whether that's 6 positions or 10 positions. It could be 10 positions, right? Or it could be 6 positions, or you could have 3 positions. It just depends on when you do your position sizing, what the reading is, how many shares it's telling you to buy. But the overriding factor is always the 60% heat. Travis says, thanks, fair enough. You're welcome, Travis. You're definitely welcome. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Zach says, do you have a hard limit on how much of your portfolio you would use in one position? Well, again, basically, Zach, what I do, and I don't have a lot of time here left, but I go with whatever is the smallest amount. If I can use a 10% of my position, or I can do the numbers based upon the second ATR. I'll use whichever one is less. So sorry, I'm gonna have to get into that a little bit later. That's a little bit too much to answer there, but I guess in a way, yes, I do have a hard limit position. Okay, so let me check here. If there's anything else I have to do. Boeing is fine. Silver is fine. SPY buying, IWM, hit the 2 positions, and Twitter. the one position. Yeah. Okay, so I'm buying the SPY. I'm buying the SPY, and that is going to be it. So let me see here. Oh, Steve's buying the IWC today as well. On the 1050. All right. That's the 1050 crossover right there. All right, Steve. Oh, that's the micro cap. That's the micro cap. If you guys are looking at that one, I think the bid-ask spread's a little wide. I'm not sure. So yeah, Zach, I do the formula as far as finding out how many shares. I take my maximum amount, divide it by the reading of the 2 ATR. I also will factor it using just a flat 10% of my position. So if I have $100,000, I'll buy $10,000 worth of it. And then I'll compare the two. And I'll always take the one that's lowest. Okay. But Zach, you know, if you position size using your max loss divided by the 2 ATR reading, and don't have a max more than 6 position, you're always going to do fine. I mean, from a position sizing and account heat standpoint, you'll always be right in there in a good position, not too heavily leveraged. Because using that 2 ATRs for your position size really is conservative. Sorry, this putting everybody's trades on here is starting to get tough. All right, 1 minute left. All right, and it looks like Kamal bought GME 496. All right, I do my best to get everybody's trades on here, but it is seriously running out of room. So if I can't get all your trades on here, you'll understand why. Especially if they're kind of complicated trades with stops and all that kind of stuff. You'll just have to remind me. Okay. All right, that's it. End of the week, yay. Okay, SPY, where did I get filled on Mr. SPY? It was at 292.44. 292.44. Boom. there we go. All right. Well, great day, great week. Fantastic. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. And I think everyone else did pretty well here. At least the trades that I have here. Dirk says, you can take me off the board for MTA. Stop loss was closed under 50. Oh, 50 RSI. Or EMA. I don't have the EMA on there. Okay. Gotcha. Hey, Wiener Dog Trading, how you doing? Hello all. In IWC AGQ with Steve. Okay, so we're going to put Karen. And all right, Karen. Being he, IWC has a gap at the 9 March and pivot high 4% above current price. Dirk says also in GME. All right. GME's getting some action here. Kamal said, Zach, that GME did trigger the V2, but it was a nail biter. Let's see. The close was 493 and it closed at 496. Yes, you're right. Zach, GME has massive shorts on it, 50 million shorts. Pinsey and Company. Hi, Greg. Dr. Alexander is not recommending swing trading because the market makes huge gaps every day during the past few months. Gap and crap, he says. What is your point on that? I understand that you are planning to keep several positions over the weekend. Well, I know Dr. Elder very well, actually. I studied with him one-on-one. I don't know. I think when I read that, I mean, I'm sure you're right by saying that, but, you know, in my experience, you know, Dr. Alexander is in a way a swing trader. He's kind of a counter trend trader. And I know that because I worked with him. I don't know. I mean, I just think you have to have a plan and go with it regardless of what people say. If you feel comfortable with your plan, position size correctly, know where you're going to get stopped out, know where your max loss is. What is your view on that? I understand you were planning to keep several positions over the weekend. Yeah, I do keep my positions over the weekend. But they're position size conservatively. I know what my maximum loss is, you know, in general. I know what my maximum loss is, and I'm okay with that. Zach, Kamal, why is it I have been watching it so closely over the last few weeks? It keeps going up to $6 and gets sold off. Gert says, don't pull all trades on Greg. No problem. Don't put all trades on Greg. No problem. All right. So listen, if you have any other questions, I'm going to try to go through the mirror, make sure I have everyone's trades, but just real quick, just to remind you, I do offer private one-on-one coaching, teaching, and mentoring lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to trade. I've had really good success with my clients. I do offer a course. It's 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. So it's a total of 15 hours of one-on-one teaching with me. You know, we were just talking about Dr. Alexander Elder. I have studied with him one-on-one. I've studied with with Steve Burns one-on-one, Larry Williams, Kerry Lavorne. And in my course, I teach you everything that I've learned from these 4 wonderful, great, famous, fantastic traders. And then all the things that I've learned over, you know, my experience of 24 years of trading. So, you know, if you're interested, I think you'll be happy that you took the course. I really do. It's $1,000, but I think for what you get, it's worth every penny. I really do. I think you know, no matter what the market condition, you know, you'll be able to look at the market and have a plan for it. You know, I basically want to teach you to come up with a plan. So I ask a lot of questions during the course. I have you teach it back to me. We do a lot of chart study, and I put it on you. Break this chart down. What's our next trade? Is this our entry? Where's our exit? Is the good risk to reward ratio? All the stuff we do here, but just over and over and over and over, and it's personalized. So if you're interested in, if that sounds good, if you think that would be helpful, please contact me. Before I take on a new student, I really like to have a Skype call with them. It's free. There's no pressure, I promise you, but I just want to learn more about your trading, your experience, your challenges, your goals. And then it's a great time for you to ask me questions about my trading and the course, right? So if you're interested, reach out to me, send me an email. It's in the description, or send me a message on Twitter, and we'll do it. It'll be fun, and it'll be nice to put a face with the name. So, and then if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. That would be great, but only if you like it. Only if you like it. Oh, Zach has it also. Okay. Pinsky says, yes, Dr. Elder is a swing trader, but he's avoiding it now. That's what he has been writing at the Spikers. Oh, yeah, spiketrade.com. Yep. I'm very familiar with that. Oh, that's interesting. That's good to know. I should call him. And talk to him. But yeah, spiketrade.com, that's a good website that Dr. Alexander and Carrie Lavorne run. It's kind of cool. They have their spikers, they call them, and their spikers put out their trade recommendations. I believe it's on Sunday, and then they track it through the week, and then they get points for who was the best spiker, who had the best picks. Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that, Pinsky and Company. I appreciate that. So that's interesting. Dr. Alexander is not, he's avoiding it. Interesting. All right. I had someone's trade up here that I didn't get to. Was it Glenn's? All right. This is the last symbol I can put on here, everyone. So apologize. Let's see. Oh, maybe I have one more. Fantastic trade. 166.75. And that was yesterday, right at the open. Wow. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. That's Glenn. All right. Oh, and work. All right. This is going to be my last trade I can put on here. So, $28.25. Man, everybody's had some really good trades, but the market's been going up, right? That's the thing. So $26.25, and that's Glenn. All right. So if any of you, it's going to be reliant upon you to tell me if you have changes, obviously, right? Okay. Okie-dokie. Wow, what a day. What a day. I manage another account, had a monster day today. Monster day. Had some oil. All right. Well, does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Any interesting plans? I'm going to be doing some hiking and a little teaching. Gert, congratulations on your trade. My goodness, a 50% up trade. And now I don't even think I have it on here. Gosh darn it. Oh well, sorry. I've got too much information here to look at everything, but I know she had a 50% trade. 50%, everybody. 550. Let me see. Now I can't find it. Oh, SDPI. SDPI. It's up 59%. Okay, I got to put this one on here. I mean, that's the all-time winner. After that, I can't put any more because then it's going to be all messed up. What a trade. My goodness. What a trade. I know she had it down here. One word of caution, everyone. I know we've seen these big moves up on these earnings. Please, please, please remember this does not always happen. It can go down that much too. So don't get a recency bias where you think, hey, all these earnings have gone up, so next time they're going to go up. It doesn't work that way. And really, the best advice I can give you is just don't hold through earnings. Sometimes it's going to be fantastic. Sometimes it's going to be horrific. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Took a few longs this week. Good, good, good. Miko, Greg, when would be good for me to give you a call? Let's see. Monday, I have lessons. Wednesday, I have lessons. Tonight, possibly tomorrow night. Miko, what's our regular time? 6:30? My time, which is 5:30 your time. Would that work for you tomorrow, Saturday at 6:30? If you're still on there, let me know. Wow, SPY's up 64 cents in after hours already. That's good. All right, so Miko, I don't know if you're there, but I could do it tomorrow, Saturday, 6:30 my time, which is 5:30. Oh, good. That works. All right. Let me hurry and write that down. So that's tomorrow, Saturday at 6:30. Okay. All right, everybody, listen, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for coming. Hope you had a good trading week. Hope you made some money. Have a safe weekend. Go out, do something nice for somebody. Be good, right? Bing, he says, I noticed for indices, TA don't work well, but market sentiment is more important. IWM has a bearish kangaroo tail on weekly chart last week, but this week up 6%. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it did. It did. But we still haven't taken out the high. So, this is a bearish kangaroo tail. If you can get a bearish kangaroo tail, generally it is bearish, but it doesn't mean if it can't go back over. If you get a bearish kangaroo tail and then back up, that's actually becomes a positive price action as well. I think sentiment definitely factors into it, and it ultimately will factor into the technicals. All right. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. I would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here, but have a good weekend and hopefully see you Monday during the last hour. Take care. Bye-bye. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.